Hi, everybody. Welcome back. As you might know, I have imposed a 30-day raise my vibration challenge upon myself. And I think it was day one where I asked myself, how can I serve better? What can I do to really help people? And what I came up was the fact that when I was going through everything that I went through, I had a lot of questions, mainly a lot of questions about myself, a lot of questions about things I didn't understand, situations that kept happening. So I thought it would be really beneficial to offer my help to people who have questions and who would like to have answers to that question. So if you missed that video, go to my YouTube channel, YouTube/HSP Coach Barbara. And I think it's the first video, so you can see what you would need to do to also be one of the people that has their question answered. But one of the other people that responded to my offer of helping answer your questions was Chele, and I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly, Chele. And what she asked me basically was, what paradigm is holding me back from receiving abundance? And I love that question because I think that this is something that a lot of people are struggling with. And without meeting you in person and talking to you personally, Chele, it will be very difficult for me to precisely answer your question, because paradigms often show themselves in patterns that show up in our lives, usually repeating patterns that we are not very happy with, either accompanied by limiting beliefs or their resulting actions and results. So I can help you to discover these exact paradigms or patterns or limiting beliefs, and I can also help you release them. And that is actually what my new 5-week program, Coming Home to Yourself, is all about. If you missed that one, I think it's day 5, where I talk about this 5-week program, Coming Home to Yourself, and what it is and what is in there. So if this is something that would interest you, then please send me a message and let's explore if you'd be a good fit for that. But for right now, because I do want to see if I can help you find out what your paradigm might be, I want to dive into your unique blueprint and the way that you were designed to live and operate, in hopes that that will help you to recognize the pattern yourself. So I want to start with the starting point of human design, and that is your energy type. And for you, your energy type is being a projector. And we are all built to function differently, with different skills and different ways that our energy works. And when we align with that, rather than to do the things that the world tells us we need to do, we create success and happiness with so much more ease. And it's just more enjoyable because it's the way that our souls actually crave doing life. And your energy type tells you how you're built to operate, and it's arguably the most important aspect of your design. So, as a projector, you have the gift of seeing things in a way that others can't. You are here to tweak and to improve and to make things more efficient in the specific ways that only you are able to. Whether that's reading into people, devising systems, or designing new ways of doing things, each projector has a special ability of their own. It's like being a bird upon a branch. You can see the lions and the zebras going from A to B. And because you have this vantage point, you can guide them to where they want to go in a better, more efficient way. You have the ability to gain a higher perspective and total clarity about certain specific parts of life. And your purpose is to use that to improve and refine the way others do things. When your efforts are focused on guiding and making improvements, then this is when you will be most successful and fulfilled in your life. This is when you will be valued for what you see rather than what you do. And your success comes from sharing your insights with the world. But the first step is to accept that your work looks different to the rest of the world's work. It's about seeing, not just doing. And people won't value you based on how much work you do. They'll value you based on how much you're adding to their lives. You're here to show and to present and to teach and to consult and to guide others towards a new or better way, no matter what your actual job title actually is. All projectors are experts at understanding systems and how they would work better. And all projectors have specific areas or subjects that they see so clearly. Those are the subjects that are meant to be focused on, and those are the subjects that they're very good at. So if you're trying to figure out what those are, it's easy. They're the subjects that absolutely fascinate you. And the universe made them fascinating to you specifically because they are tied to your purpose. So follow the areas of life that you can learn about or talk about all day. Those are the areas you are meant to apply your seeing gifts to. And your fascinations are not random. They are divine. So I don't know, Chele, if you are living this, if you are doing this, but you are here to help us work and function better. But it all starts with you. And your system is built very efficiently. So you can get done in 3 hours what we've been taught takes us 8. And you've been taught that overworking makes you important and successful, but you will always feel depleted and unsatisfied if you fall into this belief. You can end up putting so much energy into something and not getting that much in return. You can have some level of success, but still feel deep down that there needs to be an easier way. Is this something that you recognize for yourself, Chele? You are here to unchain yourself from this obsession with productivity that we've all been conditioned with, so that you can be a master at making the rest of the world more harmonious and efficient too. The more you're helping to improve the way that we live and work, the more successful you become. This is the formula that you can rely on and bring yourself back to whenever you're trying to create your next level in life. But you need to remember that you should only share your gifts with people who actually want to receive them. Because deep down, you know you have valuable advice and valuable guidance that could really help people. And you've possibly felt this way since you were a child. However, you've probably also felt a time in your life when you've given someone advice you knew was valuable, but felt that it was unwelcome when you shared it. When someone doesn't have a desire or interest in what you have to share, anything you say will literally bounce right off their energy instead of sinking in. So you may think you are helping, but if they're not open, it won't land. And if you then keep trying to get certain people to get it, you will only deplete your own energy. So focus on sharing your guidance with the people who actually want what you've got, because those will reap rewards effortlessly. You also need to make yourself available. And that means that creating a successful career won't come from pushing or forcing. If you ever try to make stuff happen by reaching out or by giving unsolicited advice, by telling people what to do or controlling the circumstances, you'll come up against resistance and blocks. So instead, you want to use your energy to create a format for your gifts so that people can easily see and understand them. Because that way, the right people who will want them will come to you and ask for them. And doing things this way will make success easy and effortless for you. So whenever you're feeling stuck, ask yourself, what can I do to make myself more available? And recognizing your own gifts and valuing them yourself is the first step to other people seeing them too. Think about your energy field as your billboard. When you are clear on your contribution and the value it has, it will advertise you correctly, no matter where you are, whether it's in the grocery store, at work, or online. It's all the same as far as the universe is concerned. But you also need to keep in mind that your battery is probably smaller, but that it's still very efficient. And your energy level is perfectly built to help you with your purpose. So instead of being built to just output all day long, like a generator, you are built to spend most of your time observing, learning, processing, refining, and developing your genius. And for this reason, life will require you to rest more often than you might have been told is normal or necessary for a successful life. So if that is something that you're struggling with, Chele, just immediately let it go, because you only need to share an output when there really is a need for it. And when there really is a need, it will go a long way. You can be sharing all day when there isn't a need, and it won't bring any benefit to anyone. Pressuring yourself to keep up with others who you deem to be more powered up than you will only exhausts you and keeps you out of your genius, which happens in the observing and processing times. And when your seeing is on point, not only will more people recognize it in you, but when it comes to sharing it, it will bring so much value and take you so much further. So trust that whatever your skills and your gifts are, the universe placed them in you for a reason, to make the world a better place. Then I want to also share something about your profile, your personality. You are what they call a 1-3 profile. That's an establisher of knowledge and truth. And the first number, the 1, is the way that you see yourself. And the second number, the 3, is the way that others see you. And it serves us to have our own internal world that's not so obvious to others, and an external side of us for the physical world. So I want to dive a little bit into each one of them and show you how together they form your full personality. So the one is the knowledge seeker. So on the inside, you see yourself as an investigator. You seek out facts and information because understanding things, knowing about things, and being armed with the facts is what makes you feel safe. You feel most confident when you feel well prepared. You are someone who finds yourself going down rabbit holes to find information, which may express itself as loving higher education or just Googling everything. And the way this expresses itself is unique to you. But just know that this drive to know things is an essential part of you establishing yourself as an authority in this life. And the universe is making you thirsty for information because it's part of your purpose. Others may misunderstand this need to know, and they might see it as nosy or call you a know-it-all, because that's how they would take a lot of inauthentic effort to be that curious, basically, that this doesn't come natural to them, so they feel that you're sort of overdoing it, and they just can't see how it's such a natural draw for you that doesn't require much energy or force at all. To you, this is just how you develop your genius, by exploring and by dipping your toes into subjects that fascinate you. So don't judge what the subjects are that draw you to them. They're not always related to work or to the work that you're doing, but they will somehow always help you down the line. Even if it's to not just relay the information, but expand understanding or make you more empathetic or give you a transferable skill. there are many ways that it could serve you. And it's not only necessary to acquire knowledge for knowledge's sakes, but that information can also be turned into many other gifts. So embrace this part of yourself. Embrace that you just like to know a lot of things and have fun with it. Then the other part, the three, it's the experimenter. So on the outside, the way you come across to other people is like you are an experimenter. Your journey is about testing things out in your life, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and getting wisdom from the outcome. And so this might play a big part in why you are perceiving that abundance is not coming into your life, because you work with trial and error. You need to try out a lot of things and also encounter what's not working. And the main block to truly embracing this is that our culture believes that when things don't work, that it's bad. So your natural trial and error process can feel like failing. But for an experimenter, every outcome contains wisdom that helps you to get to your next level, if you're willing to see it that way. It's imperative for you to try everything out to see if it passes your standards or not. You're here to be unafraid to fail, because failure is just a stepping stone to success. And the quicker you embrace that some things might not work out, the faster you will get to succeeding. You are naturally designed to live through a trial and error process. So find a way to feel powerful as you do it and to see it as fun and interesting and playful. Know that failing at it doesn't make you bad or say anything about your personally, really. It just means that you are unafraid to try things where most are not. You are designed to be brave. And when these two come together, when the one and the three come together, it might seem counterintuitive to be both a knowledge seeker and an experimenter. But the key to blending these two parts of yourself is to remember that truth evolves as you evolve. And it will evolve a lot for you as you have the natural tendency towards being a spiritual seeker. And as you move through life and discover new things, you will establish new truths. So don't be afraid to keep moving on from things that you previously believed. This is just you going higher and higher and higher in your perspectives and your viewpoints. You're someone who is constantly meant to be evolving your definition of the truth. So keep letting go and moving with the changes that life is nudging you towards. And during this trial and error process, you'll seek out other authorities that help you make sense of it all, of your journey. And this is a healthy thing for you to do. You can use them to help you understand your process, but at the same time, you have to feel like you discovered those things for yourself through your own experience. And this is very important to you living your purpose. So it's a balance of gathering intel, but then also testing and trialing it out to see if it passes your test. You are a naturally skeptical person with a healthy dose of questioning, which helps you to preserve the fact that you're meant to discover things on your own, but also you can't be lied to as you have a nose for the truth. Eventually, of course, you're meant to become an authority yourself, but you tend to not like attention until you feel qualified enough. But remember that qualified enough is not a destination. You always have things you'll be qualified enough to speak about, and there will always be more to discover and learn. So don't hold off feeling like you have something to contribute before you reach this non-existent state of completely qualified. You are the person who knows their shit in a way that we can truly trust because you've actually tried it all out and filtered it through your own excellent high standards. So you might wonder, how do I know if I am on the right path? Well, your sign, your sign to know that you're on the right path is success. Your sign is the feeling that you have when you are living your design. It's a no-fail way that the universe can signal to you that you're on the right track. When you're using your energy correctly, you will always feel your sign come up in your life. So you never have to do any guesswork to know whether you're in alignment or not. Your sign will be there to show you. And a projector sign is always success. And because your purpose is to improve the way we live in your own unique way, when you're doing that, there is no way you can't be brought that there's no way you can't be brought success in your outside world, because the more value that you're providing to the world, the more the universe will place you in a position where you can continue to guide and serve in an even bigger way. Projectors are obsessed with success and being successful, but that is just your soul telling you that you know that's where you need to be. So don't ever judge your desire to be successful. Sure, there is a negative way that this can look, believing it makes us better than others, believing there's not enough of it to go round, believing you have to take it from others. But there is also a positive way this can look. And wanting success because for you that's fun, and that makes you feel like you're living your life to the fullest more than anything else will. And the thing that tells you that you are not in alignment, that you are not living your design, is your not self theme. And the not self theme of projectors is bitterness. And this can show up as irritation or judgment over others, spending too much time focusing on what's wrong and what paradigms are keeping you from abundance, harboring even low-grade resentment, whether at specific people or at life or the world in general. So be honest with yourself, Chile, and see if this is something that might be going on in your world. Do you recognize both the success and the bitterness in your life? I also saw in your profile that your manifestation process is specific, and this means that you are designed to manifest in a specific way, which means things come to you quickest when you are detailed and clear about exactly what you want. For example, if you know you want a house with a front porch, a marble kitchen countertops, and in a specific area of town, then don't ignore those things. Those details aren't just in your mind for a reason. The universe is dropping them there as a sign, guiding you to what's right for you. So when you see the house that meets all these criteria, you'll know it's the house you're meant to take. And so when we look at abundance, become very specific about what abundance is to you, what it looks like, what it feels like, what its characteristics are. Because the more specific you are, the easier and faster it will be for you to manifest it. So embrace and own the specifics. Don't ever think this way of being is picky or high maintenance or unrealistic. The universe gave you that specific vision to help guide you towards all the things that are meant for you. So don't question what comes to you, but just follow it, trusting that there's a rhyme and reason for it all. Because sometimes the things you want are not the end, they're just the means. So, for example, you could be led to your dream home because you're meant to move in next door to the person that will change your life. There is nothing inherently wrong or bad about knowing exactly what you want and being unafraid to ask for it. So are you asking for what you want, Chele? If your dream house is luxurious and over the top, there's nothing wrong with the bigness of your desires. If they're authentically what you want, then they are right. It's just as easy for the universe to create a 5-bedroom mansion as it is for it to create a coin on the street. It's only our limited human minds that get in the way. And so you might be wondering, okay, but how can I be more specific? So let's talk a bit about tools for getting more specific. So for someone like you, activities like doing a vision board or writing down a list of things that you want will work really well for you if you're called to do them. If you're not called, if a vision board or writing lists is not your thing, then don't try them. And if you just want to think about something you want in your mind, then that's fine too. Just listen to that voice inside you that adds, I'd like to pay no more than $150 for it, for instance. And you don't have to fill in all the details, just the details that naturally occur to you, that just sort of pop up from your subconsciousness. Because all you need are your genuine preferences and nothing more and nothing less. Lastly, and I know this is being a long video, but I want to give you as much value as possible. I want to talk about your life theme, and that's what you came here to accomplish in this life, your purpose. And every human life has a different theme. And your life theme describes the main energy that you're meant to bring into everything that you do. It's called a theme because it's meant to run through all the areas of your life. And the same mix of skills and essence will bring you success and alignment, whether you're at home or with your friends or at work or in the grocery store, it doesn't matter. So when you live according to your life theme, that's when you know you're on the road to your purpose. So as far as the universe is concerned, your purpose is not just achieved at work. The universe doesn't compartmentalize like that. It wants you to see you sharing your specific essence everywhere you go. And when you bring your essence to the table, you signal the universe and to the people around you that you're being who you're meant to be. And this is when people gravitate towards you the most. This is when you are the most attractive to attract anything you want, including abundance to yourself. When opportunities and synchronicities just flood to you because you're simply being the person you came here to be. So all the good things that are meant for you finally fit. You are a warrior of light, here to show people what's wrong, because only once we see it, can we start to make it right? You have an instinctive knack for spotting what's not right, and this is your gift. And sometimes you can't even explain why you don't feel it's right, and that's because instinct isn't logical. It's a sixth sense. And not being able to explain it is actually a good sign, because the key with mastering this gift is to speak when your sixth sense is really telling you something and not when you're triggered by something personally. And the way that you're saying will be clear, objective, and not tainted by your own stuff getting in the mix. You'll speak up when things are truly wrong and not because they trigger you. If you're triggered, that's the energy that people will sense when you say something, which will make it easy for them to dismiss you and your words. And from that place, people will be unable to take in what you say and see the truth in it. But if what you see is totally objective, it's always a good thing to be sharing it with people because you're here to spark or to jolt them into changing something for the better. Be aware that people don't mostly enjoy having things pointed out that they're not doing right. So you may not always get a grateful reaction, at least not at first. But when you do it with the best intentions and show your love and your passion through it, it ensures that they eventually will. So I hope, Chele, that this video helped you to discover what is blocking yourself. And if it hasn't or not completely, then I would be more than happy to talk with you and see how else I could help you. I offer, for instance, a free virtual coffee chat to anyone who wants to explore being their authentic self. And this is a way for us to connect more and to talk about what might be possible for you. So I'll make sure that the link is below this video if you're interested in this. And again, I truly hope that this video gave you some insight into yourself and that it was valuable to you. So please let me know if it helped and if you have any more questions or would like to take me up on my offer for a free coffee chat. For right now, I think this video was long enough, and I really wish you an amazing day, and I hope to talk soon.